Ontario have been dropping quite precipitously, and in some cases faster than the general population. The base rate is still much higher than the general population, but I think that shows that the clinical care that people with diabetes are receiving is getting better and better, but the rate at which people are progressing to diabetes still will mean we end up having a lot of people with strokes and heart attacks and then a bunch of the microvascular complications of diabetes as well. So I'm going to get right to the heart of it. We wanted to see what was the real-world effectiveness of the primary care diabetes prevention program in Ontario, and in this case, how could we take a structured evaluation and try to come up with some rigorous findings. And so the original pilot was launched in 2011 in 6 family health teams in Ontario. Excuse me. The Group Lifestyle Balance and the Diabetes Prevention Support Center from University of Pittsburgh were key allies in the conception of this pilot. We had Kay and her colleagues come up for a session with trainers from all the 6 family health teams, and the Group Lifestyle Balance is exactly the tool that was used to build the individual approaches to diabetes prevention in each family health team. And you'll see those key metrics that Kay and Linda talked about. 7% weight loss, 150 minutes per week of moderate physical activity, and ideally increasing and retaining knowledge about healthy lifestyle practices. And in the case of the pilot, we were looking for people who are 18 years of age and over. We asked the physicians of the family health teams to verify that these individuals had pre-diabetes or metabolic syndrome, and then a few exclusions, as you can see there. The criteria were quite similar to the original DPP trial. And as Linda was talking about, we built the curriculum around the same components as had been rolled out in the U.S. and in other countries as well. There was this intense core phase where people were coming in person to the family health teams or whatever site the family health teams had identified for the delivery of the curriculum. Then this transition phase where you were less contact and then focusing on solidifying the skills, and then this finally this 28-week maintenance phase. And we had a third-party evaluator who designed a data capture tool for us, so we were able to get a lot of details on weekly weights and physical activity and details from the journals. Again, a lot of those key metrics that Linda was speaking about. So, just in terms of what we did, I collaborated with some colleagues internally who are quite strong quantitatively, and then with a professor at the University of Toronto, Dr. Laura Rosella. And we wanted to see, could we, in a statistically rigorous way, demonstrate that, the different sites, the individuals at different sites were actually, losing the weight that we thought they would. We ended up having to focus on weight exclusively because the data capture of the other elements, physical activity and food intake, was just too sporadic and too many missing values. The weight was such a central part to each visit that we had really good data on weight. And so we ended up, so this is the characteristic. So over that pilot period, we had almost 2,000 people enrolled. Some interesting characteristics. So I'll have you maybe focus in on the percentage of women in the study. Quite heavily skewed towards women participating, over 2/3. These were interesting facts for us. Our original intent was to pick 6 family health teams in areas that had higher rates of cardiovascular disease and mortality, because they were, potentially in need of diabetes prevention more than other